Hi. So this is day one of our challenge of working on yourself for yourself and within yourself. For people who have no means, time, resources for therapy, but they want to work on themselves because their mental health is not great and you want to start actually, you are being curious about what can you do for yourself. This is for you. Okay, so this is day one. We need to be able to actually think of a background story here. The background story here is that your past and the family you grew up in. It's absolutely crucial when it comes to the stage of your mental health and your psychology, how you're constructed. So if your family was dysfunctional, and we're going to talk about it, what that means in a minute, then very likely you also struggling to function in the way you would like to be or you have a potential to. So when it comes to the family, what family is dysfunctional, you would ask, right? Okay, almost all of them, first of all. But if we're serious about it, okay, in my experience as a therapist, I'm not a therapist anymore. I'm an ex-therapist. I can tell you that 95% of families are at some level dysfunctional. So dysfunctional here is not a pejorative term. This is life. The question is whether you want to actually keep repeating the patterns. Because whether we like it or not, we get programmed by our family. We get programmed by their mindset, their way of thinking, their emotional, their psychology, their emotions, right? So their response to stress. There's so much how much we learn in the first 6, 7 years of life, right? So it's really important to become and accept your arrogance when it comes to what you don't know about yourself. And this is almost like a point one. Accept your arrogance about your inner experience. We don't know what we don't know. So start and approach yourself with a sort of open mind and open heart to yourself and a bit of empathy to yourself. Because what seems to be happening is like people talk about themselves as a diagnosis. Oh, I have anxiety, oh, I have depression, or I have bipolar, right? So people keep labeling and people actually keep judging themselves as opposed to having this curiosity, like what's going on and why, right? So first of all, leave the labels for now and meet yourself in this place of curiosity. Like, right, what happened to me as a child? What was it, right? Because again, we dismiss it, we trivialize it. I'm fine, it wasn't that bad, other people have it worse. Like, yes, of course, that's always the case, always. However, if you want to build a fulfilling life here and now, and you're thinking about starting a family or you have children, then it's very, very important for you to process your past. And especially if certain things get repeated, and become aware of how this could affected you. And again, for some people, what's stressful for some people, it's really fun for other people, right? So we are not, I'm going to be careful with using the word trauma and things like this. For now, we are talking about being curious, being open to what happened to me, acknowledging that it wasn't perfect. So when I hear people say, oh, my childhood was great, like no human being is able to provide a great childhood. Okay, because this is how we are. Our nature is to screw things up, including our children's childhood. So, of course, there could be a lot of goodness in your childhood, but I'm talking about families who have been dysfunctional, but you always sort of knew it. You had that feeling about it, like, oh, you had to keep secrets, you had to pretend, you had to smile, right? You weren't really allowed to be a child, you had to play some kind of role. So this is what I'm talking about, right? So the homework for you in the next 24 hours before I deliver the day two of working on yourself for yourself, ask yourself this question. Think about it. Did you have a childhood? Were you allowed to be a child? Were you carefree? Did you have adults around you who were reliable, safe, and predictable? Okay, so we are going to be mapping your experience as to whether things that were your birthright were deficient, like love, safety, and support, or whether there was abundance of them, because then you can look at your experience in a completely different way. And in dysfunctional families, usually the outcome is not great. So, but again, like, ask yourself, try and go back. If you know, you don't have to ask yourself forever. You know, like, was this given or did you have to earn it? Was the love given to you or did you have to earn it? Could you self-express as a child? You free to self-express, or were you judged those punishment for being too loud or not being loud enough, or being too shy, or right, or rejection or things? Did you have to look after someone? Things like this. So the big question is, did you have a childhood? Okay, never give up on yourself. See you tomorrow.